Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Ex-Scientology member says church uses divide and conquer approach with small towns. I talk about this all the time. The top of the pyramid, that's what they do. They divide and conquer. Why do you think you always hear the news stories about the black person against the white person, the Jewish person against the Muslim, the Christian against the Muslim, etc., etc., etc. And now they introduced like 10 new groups within the last 4 years. Groups that never existed until they said they did. Because they created something out of thin air. Okay. Article by Jack Kwan, September 2020. A former member of the Church of Scientology has claimed the organization uses a divide and conquer approach in towns. It comes as a drug rehabilitation center run by the controversial church is being built in County Meth. Earlier this year, the High Court quashed I don't know, is this with this? I don't know what this is, guys. And Board Pleonala's decision over the facility in Ballivor. I think it's related. I just didn't. Sorry. The planning decision was issued in November 2018 over the Narconon Center. The board found that the change of use from a nursing home development to a residential drug rehabilitation facility was not exempted development. The 56-bed facility is being built on the site of a former national school. I was just going to say that's interesting. It used to be a nursing home, and then the one they're building now is on the site of a former national school. It all goes together. Planning permission was granted in 2014 for a nursing home at the site, but the nursing home was not built. The organization's Irish website describes Narconon as a church-sponsored drug rehabilitation program that helps addicts escape the dangerous cycles of drug abuse, adding that it utilizes drug withdrawal techniques that focus on an intense detoxification process rather than on other drugs. However, the methods used at similar centers for drug rehabilitation in other countries are widely disputed. Yes, and a lot of people have died. I don't understand why there are not more medical malpractice lawsuits about this. It's unbelievable to take someone that's really addicted to a certain drug and then just take them off the drug. That's very dangerous. Be wary of strangers bearing gifts. Ex-member John McGee used to work in the organization's Dublin office. He told Henry McKean for the Hard Shoulder that they are using different names for their front groups. They would use love bombing, so they would approach business and clubs and offer to donate sizably to their clubs or societies. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. They approached the GAA club, which resulted in the GAA accepting 20,000 Irish dollars in donations from Scientology. Safe pointing. This results in a divide and conquer scenario within the town. where the townspeople are turning against each other because some are willing to take the donation, and some use the old wisdom of being weary of strangers bearing gifts. This often happens when Scientology is concerned. People turn on each other. Does that sound like the last 4 years of the whole world? I'm not going to go there. People are afraid to voice their concerns because they don't know who they're speaking to. They don't know who could be spying on them or who could be a Scientologist. They permeate the town like that and create division. He also said one of their groups has managed to get into Irish primary schools to talk to young people. They need some good old boy justice. That's what they need. Pete Griffiths, who got out of Scientology in the UK, said Scientology claims that Narconon is a drug rehabilitation program, but the actual steps of the program are no different to Scientology training. Yeah, they do the purif in there. You do a communication course, you do a purification rundown, but you're doing Scientology. It is no different at all, he claimed. Unfortunately, Narconon isn't successful. It causes more problems than it relieves, shall we say. That's putting it lightly. A lot of young people are dead because of Narconon. In the United States, there's been well over a dozen deaths in the last 10 years. And it's dangerous and expensive. Let's not forget that. In Ireland, most people with drug problems have been pretty poor and can't afford it. If you've got a rich family, your rich family might well decide that it's worth taking a chance. My advice is don't bother. Just stay away. It is not good. It is dangerous, and it could ultimately cost your life. And then they shared a Facebook post from Henry McKean. I'm very apprehensive. It's a scary thing that this is going to happen in Bolivar. New Scientology Rehab Center could open in an Old Meath rural school building next week. And then he tagged News Talk FM, and he tagged the Hard Shoulder. Everyone is entitled to help. Some residents in the village are open to the idea of the center, but there has been an ongoing campaign to keep it shut. Good. One woman said, everyone is entitled to help, regardless of who they are, whether they're rich or poor. I wouldn't approve of the Church of Scientology. From all I know about them, I wouldn't approve. I think if you're a Christian, then follow your Christian faith. It should not worry you. Another woman said she was not concerned. They count on that, by the way. I don't mind it. Like, I was only asking there a while back, and I was out walking the dog, and I was asking, what's the story? Was it opened? And they told me it might be next year. Sue Davis said she is not a supporter of the center. I kind of was a little, but surprised because of the type of drug rehabilitation it is. I don't think it'll be a plus in the village because it doesn't bring employment to the village. It's just not good for the village. It's parasitic is what it is. I don't want it. No, and I never did want it. We were part of a group of women in the village, and we got together and we had a Bolivar Says No group. We had a group of people and we kind of fought against having it in the village. Some of the concerns would be that they actually go into saunas for hours on end. That's also medical malpractice right there. And we know people that are ex-Narconon. They would have had they would have been Scientology or whatever. They would have been in for a lot of years, and they said the saunas and all that is crazy, what it does to their body. What is it that they put in the niacin, I think? And the cold turkey, yeah, that's extremely dangerous. That they feel they're going through. Church of Scientology response. In response, Diana Stahl, Director of Public Affairs at the Church of Scientology, Ireland, told News Talk, Narconon centers operate successfully in 20 countries around the world. I just want to interrupt you guys. Have you guys noticed the people who speak for Scientology? They all sound like sound bits. You know, and maybe one day they'll wake up too, but they all sound like sound bits. And then here, well, I'll go back to it. Narconon centers operate successfully, lies, in 20 countries around the world, lies, and are set up to comply, lies, with the highest health and safety standards, lies, in each country where they operate. No, that's all a lie. And she probably believes that. All participants are required to have approval from a medical doctor. They don't even have doctors on staff, which I'm pretty sure is against most laws in different places, in order to start the program. Go read a bunch of the Narconon articles. They are supposed to have a medical doctor on staff, not just a Scientology doctor, a medical doctor, and they usually do not have one. Just like that race, the article I read with the guy in the race that passed away from a heart attack, they didn't have a doctor there. All participants are required to have approval from a medical doctor in order to start the program. All of this she's saying, none of it's true, but I think they really do believe the things they say. I think that's maybe what they think, and also they're thinking this because they know that's how it should be. In order to be accepted for the program, some people must do a medically supervised withdrawal elsewhere before they can start. That's exactly what I was talking about. You cannot just take someone who's on drugs or even alcohol and just completely dry them out with no medical supervision. It's extremely dangerous. She also said while its centers are not regulated by the HSC and HIQA, no private drug rehab center in Ireland is regulated. That would be good to look into, because that's not good. If that is true, I don't know if it's true. I kind of doubt it is true. She added, Narcanons are regulated in other countries, and we have no problem with this. Oh, the propaganda. It's hard to read this. More propaganda, you guys. Just, food for thought. Thousands of people have successfully completed the Narcanon program and enjoy lives free from drug and alcohol abuse as a result. Because they're probably trying to get them into Scientology too, which they do. Narcanon is a drug-free, drug and alcohol rehabilitation program with proven success. Oh my God, I didn't want to read that. So you can find this guy, Henry McKeon, on Twitter. So I will leave the link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Peace and have a good day.